More than 4,000 complaints on food hike at restaurants each month. Good afternoon, I'm Amin Carlos and you're watching News on 2. The Finance Ministry is disappointed over actions taken by certain people who play up racial sentiments in the context of education as a campaign model to win an election. Minister Lim Guan Eng refuted such claims and reiterated that the government is striving to provide an education that is inclusive for all Malaysians. Our first story, Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has arrived safely at Dakar, Senegal to kick off his two-day work visit, during which he will attend the 3rd International Conference on the Emergence of Africa, ICEA the 3rd, which begins today until January 19th. The special aircraft carrying Tun Dr. Mahathir touched down at the Leopold Sedar Senghor Airport at about 3:30 and 5:30 p.m. local time. That's 1:30 a.m. Malaysian time. The Premier, who was accompanied by his wife, Tun Dr. Siti Hasma Muhammad Ali, was welcomed by Senegal President Macky Sall. And also on hand to welcome the Premier was Deputy Foreign Minister Dato' Marzuki Yahya, along with the country's ambassador to Senegal, Dr. Shazalina Zainul Abidin. Well, Tun Dr. Mahathir is scheduled to participate in the high-level panel discussion which will take place following the conference opening ceremony of the 3rd ICEA held at the Abdou Diouf International Conference Center. The session will involve participation from African heads of state from countries such as Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, Kenya, Rwanda, and Senegal. Well, Tun Dr. Mahathir will have the opportunity and platform to showcase the success of the public-private partnership in Malaysia. Now, this year's ICEA is themed Emergence, Private Sector and Inclusiveness, which focuses on efforts to promote and strengthen the private sector in Africa's development plan. Meanwhile, following his arrival at Senegal, Tun Dr. Mahathir went straight to the presidential palace for a bilateral meeting with Senegal President Macky Sall. Also present at the meeting were Deputy Foreign Minister Dato' Marzuki Yahya and Malaysian Ambassador to Senegal, Dr. Shazalina Zainul Abidin. The meeting was to discuss matters of mutual interest towards strengthening bilateral relations between Malaysia and Senegal, besides enhancing the cooperation of regional and global issues. This trip marks Tun Dr. Mahathir's first visit to Senegal in 27 years. His last visit to the country was in 1992 to attend the G15 summit. Malaysia and Senegal have established diplomatic relations for 33 years, and during that time, both countries have established a partnership in various fields, including trade and investment. Now, the Finance Ministry is disappointed over actions taken by certain people who play up racial sentiments in the context of education as a campaign model to win an election. Its Minister Lim Guan Eng refuted such claims and reiterated that the government is striving to provide an education that is inclusive for all Malaysians. In a media statement, Lim refuted claims of manipulation of allocations to Sekolah Menengah Persendirian Cina, SMPC, and New Era College University last Friday. And Lim said he hopes the matter will open the eyes of the people to choose competent leadership to develop Cameron Highlands in its upcoming by-election, not someone who merely plays up racial and religious sentiments. In addition, Lim said the Malaysian people need to stand united in supporting the government's agenda in strengthening the education sector, which in turn will boost national economic development. Well, a 27-year-old religious teacher was reported missing since Monday after class at Sekolah Kebangsaan Genting in Balik Pulau, Pulau Pinang. Nur Fahana Ibrahim was reportedly taken to school by her 30-year-old husband in the morning. At 4:30 p.m., it was reported that her husband was unable to reach her. Now, her husband returned home 2 hours later and discovered her phone on a cupboard, which led him to believe that she has gone missing. He then tried to ask her friends, but could not get any information. Baradaya District Police Chief Superintendent A. Anbalagan, in a statement, confirmed the incident and said police had deployed the canine unit to locate the missing teacher. He added that checks by her husband at the school found out that her purse, car keys, and stationery were on her table. It was learned that she suffered from depression and had received psychiatric treatment in 2014. Now, police is updating the progress of the operation with her family. Now, a Filipino man was remanded for 2 days beginning yesterday to facilitate an investigation into his alleged use of a false identity card to apply for a job. And Magistrate Ainul Bashira Donna Don Biagid issued the 2-day remand order against the suspect in accordance with Rule 25, subsection I, or subsection 1, subsection E of the National Registration Regulations 1990, Amendment Order 2007. Now, the National Registration Department, JPN, arrested the man on Tuesday for allegedly using a false identity card to apply for a job at a shipping company area of an industrial area of Kampong Aceh, Setiawan. And the 49-year-old man confessed to owning the identity card for a year, adding that he bought it for 1,500 ringgit from a syndicate which is believed to be based in Johor. And according to a source from the Perak National Registration Department, the suspect, who hails from Mindanao, entered Malaysia in 1983 via Sabah in a boat to support his family who resides in the Philippines. The suspect, who is believed to have been living in Johor over the past 1 year, has failed to obtain a job and was then brought to and by a syndicate to Manjung for the past 2 weeks to look for a job. And following the suspect's arrest, JPN also raided a house believed to be housing several of the syndicate agents in Taman Samudra, Manjung. The agents, however, managed to escape. Now, the Kota Bharu High Court sentenced a laborer to 13 years in jail for causing the death of his neighbor 3 years ago. Judicial Commissioner Dato' Wan Ahmad Farid Wan Saleh handed down the sentence after the accused, Mat Hafiz Hanafi, 37, pleaded guilty to the charge. Now, the court ordered the punishment to begin from the date the accused was arrested on 13 November 2016. And according to the charge sheet, the accused was charged for causing the death of Rojali Muslim, 30, along Jalan Aring Lapan, Kuala Berang in Gua Musang at about 4 a.m. on 11 November 2016. The accused was charged under Section 304, subsection A of the Penal Code, which carries a jail sentence of up to 30 years and a fine if convicted. And based on case facts, post-mortem results confirm the cause of death was skull fracture and brain hemorrhage due to blunt force trauma. Earlier, lawyer Alias Ibrahim pleaded for a minimum jail sentence, citing his client's regret and the fact that he has apologized to the victim's family. However, Deputy Public Prosecutor Nur Hamiza Ghazali ordered for a heavy penalty to be imposed against the accused with regard to seriousness of the offense of causing the loss of a life. 3 restaurants in Little India, Georgetown, Pulau Pinang, were caught abusing the halal logo and certificate during an operation by the State Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Department, or KPDN-HGP. Now, the logo and certificate were displayed at the restaurants and were meant to entice Muslim customers to go to their premises. Now, in the joint operation conducted together with State Religious Department and Pulau Pinang City Hall, another restaurant was guilty of another offense by displaying Quranic verses on the wall of the restaurant to confuse customers. State KPDN-HGP Director Muhammad Rizwan Abdul Ghaffar said for the offense of abusing the halal logo and certificate, the restaurants had contravened Rule 4 of the Trade Descriptions for Definition of Halal Order 2011. Now, if found guilty, the restaurant can be fined not more than 5 million ringgit for the first offense, while for an individual, the fine is not more than 1 million ringgit or jail not more than 3 years. And as of day 5, the Cameron Highlands by-election campaign period has been running smoothly without any provocation. Now, yesterday, both Pakatan Harapan, PH, and Barisan Nasional, BN, who were holding campaigns in Felda Sungai Koyan 1, attracted media coverage when leaders from both parties shared a table for tea time at a food stall. And among those seen were DAP Secretary General Lim Guan Eng, PH candidate M. Manugaran, Qatari Assemblyman from DAP, Shefura Othman, UMNO Deputy President Dato' Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob, and UMNO Wanita Chief Dato' Noraini Ahmad. The sight of the leaders socializing together reflected how well this by-election campaign has been. And all leaders from both parties also conducted a walkabout at the night market of Felda Sungai Koyan 1, which was also attended by Amanah President Muhammad Sabu. And the campaign was also a good opportunity for competing parties to mingle and talk with local residents and traders. Well, coming up, government seeks explanation over construction of building in Medan Imbi. And Consumer Affairs Ministry receives some 4,000 complaints each month through 8 complaint channels, including the messaging application WhatsApp, on the hike in food and beverage prices at restaurants and food courts. Its Minister, Dato' Seri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail, said other complaints received included online scams and fake and confusing advertisements.
50% daripada aduan kenaikan harga adalah kenaikan harga makanan dan minuman. Di mana? Di premis makanan, restoran, ya, food courts. Okey, itu yang mendominasi sejumlah besar aduan tentang kenaikan harga makanan. Okey. Jadi yang sampai dalam WhatsApp saya itu termasuklah yang disebut tadi 1-2 aduan kenaikan harga makanan di kantin kan.
Dato' Seri Saifuddin said they also received complaints of price hikes at school canteens and will liaise with the Education Ministry to put a stop to it if the complaints turns out to be true. Well, Federal Territories Minister Khalid Abdul Samad wants an explanation from a company regarding the construction of a building on 2 lots of land in Medan Imbi worth 20 million ringgit. An internal investigation by the Integrity Unit of Kuala Lumpur City Hall, or DBKL, found that Lot 568 belongs to the Federal Territories Land and Mines Office, while Lot 716 belongs to the Federal Territories Land Executive Committee under the supervision of the Chief Secretary to the government.
Pada 4 Disember 2015, Menteri Wilayah Persekutuan yang lepaslah, bukan ni, ya, yang sekarang ni, telah meminitkan kod sila uruskan segera, thank you, unquote, kepada bekas pengarah Jabatan Perancangan Ekonomi dan Pembangunan DBKL ketika itu.
Khalid also questioned how approval was granted by the management at the time for the 2 lots measuring 0.14 hectares. In addition, he said the Malaysia Anti-Corruption Committee, MACC, will write a report on the matter as soon as possible. Good news here, as 89 million ringgit has been allocated as aid for hardcore poor families and the disabled for the state of Sarawak for this year. Now, the provision from the Women, Family and Community Development Ministry will be channeled through the Social Welfare Department. According to its Deputy Minister, Hannah Yeoh, the allocation has been approved by Parliament. Sarawak and Johor received the highest aid allocation, with both states receiving 157 million ringgit, followed by Sabah with 145 million ringgit and Kelantan with 135 million ringgit.
Nombor 8 adalah Pahang, 89 juta. Dan 89 juta ini adalah peningkatan 9 juta daripada tahun lepas. Ini adalah peruntukan kebajikan di mana kita salurkan untuk keluarga miskin, JKM lah, yang bulanan punya kan. Keluarga miskin 13 juta, warga emas 34 juta, OKU 39 juta dan bantuan sosioekonomi lain lebih kurang 1 juta lebih.
Hannah Yeoh said this after visiting the transit center at Batau Health Clinic, Kuala Lipis. International consultancy firm Frost & Sullivan has predicted that Malaysia will witness a 1.4% increase in the sale of vehicles to roughly 609,700 units this year. Now, the forecast was based on the positive economic growth expected this year. According to Uzaidi, the carnival will almost be like a festival, adding that they were targeting 100,000 visitors due to the wide range of events featured.
Kita ni memang rich of ecotourism. I think di bawah pimpinan yang berhormat Menteri Pelancongan kita, I think dia fokus. Kita tahu sekarang fokus lebih pada ecotourism dan kita industri player kita akan support. These are the asset yang kita patut realize, terutama sekali dengan ecotourism.
The Mita Tourism Carnival 2019 will take place from the 29th to 31st March at the Malaysian Agro Exposition Park Serdang, MAEPS. Held in partnership with the Malaysian Outbound Travel Agent Association, MOTA, will feature up to 800 booths by domestic and foreign travel agents. Visitors will also be able to enjoy performances and cultural exhibitions from local and international performers. Conclude this afternoon's news on to our top story. Prime Minister to showcase success of public-private partnership at ICEA. Now, News on 2 will come on again at 7 this evening with more updates. Till then, I'm Mohammed Amin Carlos, and thanks for watching.